I'm Big Cal, and welcome to my world, and welcome to Big Cal's world in 2024. So, the first video I'm doing this month is just a channel update, basically. So, firstly, I want to go over last year's channel update and see what exactly I met in terms of the goals I set for myself. Spoiler, not many of them. So, last year, I had big plans. I always do every year have big plans for the channel. I come out and do a video talking about them and nothing gets done. So last year I had this big, goal of doing all these game reviews, and I had a big list of them all, and none of them got done. I'll go through it in a second, but there are a couple of reasons why I didn't. But yeah, big game reviews, wanted to do at least one a month. Didn't happen. Then there was Big Cal Talks About. I was going to bring it back. I recorded the first episode of it in January. And I hated it. It was terrible. It wasn't well done. I didn't like it, so I scrapped it. And then I just never got around, for reasons that I'll get into, to re-recording it and do it again. Yeah. And, well, the reasons for all that is I was ill for a lot of last year. It was terrible. Potentially COVID twice, not entirely sure, didn't bother getting tested because we still had those old tests where you have to stick them down your throat and then up your nose and they're uncomfortable. It's like, knowing I have COVID doesn't help me. I'm ill, so I'm not going to be leaving the house, I'm not going to be spreading it around anyway, whether it's COVID or not, so I don't need to know definitively that it was COVID. It lasted a while. I felt like terrible for ages. It could have been just a flu, a bad cold, whatever. But yeah, for the first part of the year, that. And then going into the second part of the year, got ill again with something like that. And that probably was COVID and took me about 2 months to get over it. It was terrible. And then on top of all that, there's just the usual depression. Yay! Which usually does halt the channel to a stop sometimes. So I was only really able to get out the monthly DIY gaming box videos, and sometimes that was me recording them the day they were supposed to go out. That's how late they were sometimes. Because it's just like, I need to get this done, I feel like crap. 10 minutes, that's all I need. Splash some water on my face, whatever. Just go for it, record it, get it done. And that's what I did. So yeah, big ideas for the channel last year just never amounted to anything due to illness and the usual depression. So that was fun. But one thing I did get done, I'm very happy with, was Dragon Quest Tober 3, my awesome Dragon Quest month that I do every year now, in the month of October, as I'm sure you guessed. So Dragon Quest Tober 3 last year now was looking at Dragon Quest 3 and the versions of that, which I love that game, fantastic. I had a blast playing all versions, and I did Dragon Quest Heroes on the PlayStation 4. Had a blast with that game as well, much more fun than I was expecting. Had some really awesome Dragon Quest themed pickups as well. So that was a really fun video. And then I got to do some first impressions on the demo for Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince. And I was just in time to do first impressions on Infinity Strash, The Adventures of Dai, or whatever the hell it was called, as it had come out a few weeks earlier, but I was waiting on a physical copy from PlayAsia. It arrived just in time. Terrible game, but I got it done, got the video out, so I was very pleased with Dragon Quest Tober 3. It was a huge success for me personally, in terms of viewership. Terrible, as always, every year, it never does well, but I keep doing it because I enjoy it. It's fun for me to make. I enjoy doing them, so much so that I've already started Dragon Quest Tober 4. In fact, I was already starting Dragon Quest Tober 4 before I'd finished Dragon Quest Tober 3. So, yeah. So Dragon Quest Tober 3, thankfully, was a success. Got out in time, everything was done and awesome. I was very happy with it. Everything else was a disaster. Yeah. So, what about 2024? Well, so far, I haven't gotten ill yet this year. Touch wood. So, hopefully I can stay relatively healthy. Made some positive changes in my lifestyle, at least, to help with that. I've quit caffeine drinks. I was a fiend for Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi. I quit those completely. Had a week of terrible headaches and very irritable, but got past that now. Yeah, so I'm now caffeine free. That's good. And alcohol, I've had two small bottles of alcohol in about 5 months now. So yeah, just stopping doing that as well. So hopefully that'll improve something within me. I don't feel any different yet, but yeah, I think it's just better to not have it than to have it, even if it doesn't seem to make a difference to me in how I feel. Yeah, so... Right, firstly, DIY Gaming Box has been cancelled sort of for the time being until I can figure out a better way to do it, a more interesting way to modernise it, update it, whatever. Just, it got boring the way it was. I wasn't particularly pleased with it for about a year. I wanted to cancel it this time last year, but I held off and, yeah, I decided to do that. So, that's not coming back. It will come back at some point in a different form, if I can think of one. I haven't thought of anything yet. In terms of DIY Gaming Box, there's still going to be a top 5 pickups from 2023 coming within the next few days. So look out for that. And then I just have now a literal list here of things that I have planned that I want to seriously, genuinely get done in 2024. Whether it happens or not is still to be seen, but I'm trying to make a big effort in getting these done. So, yeah, a new game series I'm going to do. It's top 10 lists, and it's top 10 games to play on different consoles, basically. It's going to be a top 10 list, and it's not going to be the top 10 best games or my top 10 favourite games. It's just 10 games for each system that I own, for the most part, that I just think everybody should play. There's going to be no real order to them. They're just going to be numbered 1 to 10 just for the video format. Yeah, there's going to be some games in there that might not be that great, but I just think they're entertaining. There's some joy, some value to be had in playing them. Play them. And then there's going to be some massive 10 out of 10 games that, yes, you absolutely should play these because they are fantastically mega awesome. Yeah, so I've already got 3 scripts written for the first 3 videos, and I have 19 of them planned so far. Yeah, so that's almost all of the consoles that I own. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance has been lumped into one. There's going to be no PS5, obviously, because I only have like 5 games for that so far. Only just got it in November, so I can't really do that, but yeah. And then there is still options to do more videos on the same console. So like the Super Nintendo, I could probably do 3 on that. The Switch, I could probably do 5 on that. The original Xbox, I could do a couple. The GameCube, the PS2, they could all have multiples. So yeah, so 19 of those planned, 3 already written out, game footage almost all recorded for it. It's just a case of me reading it and editing it. So those are going to start. I'm going to wait until I've got at least 5 completely edited, and then I'm going to start putting them out every 2 weeks. That's the plan for that. bigcal talks about, yes, I'm definitely wanting to get that back this year. I'm going to start with the Dreamcast, which is the one that I ended on last time, because my thoughts have changed so much since that last video. So it's going to be really interesting to go from me hating the console to me liking the console. So yeah, and I've got, I think, maybe 10 of those planned for consoles that I own that I didn't do last time, and maybe a couple that I want to redo because my collection has grown exponentially since I last did those videos many years ago. Fave game for every year of my life. I'm going to do a video of that for 35 years. So I was born in 1988, so it's going to be my favourite game released in 1988 and 1989, 1990. And obviously these are games that I didn't have to have played back in at that time, because 1988, pretty sure I wasn't playing any games. Yeah, so it's going to be like that. It's going to be split up into probably 4 videos, maybe 3, just because, 10, 10, 10, 5, so I might want to do it, split it up into 3, 12, 12, 11, I think. Is my math correct on that? Yeah, so up to 35. I do turn 36 this year, but it's in April, so there's still the rest of the year for another game to come out. So, yeah, I'm going to do that for 35. So that should be interesting. I've had the list done for at least a year. It's just a case of getting footage of all of the games. Halfway there, I think. Some of them I just want to get new footage of, because I've got some new equipment to record game footage and things like that, which I'm going to go over in a little sec. Yeah, so then once I've done that, just write up something about each of the games to talk about on the video. So yeah, that's a series I want to get out this year, finally. I want to do a video showcasing my Nintendo / Club Nintendo / game pre-order tat, essentially. You know, the stuff that you can buy with your points on My Nintendo, or back in the day Club Nintendo. I think I only own one thing from that. And then random pre-order bonuses like Yoshi's Crafted World came with this little Yoshi's egg where you can put Switch cartridges in. Yeah, so I've got tons of stuff like that over the years, so I want to show them off in a video eventually. So I want to get that out this year. Digital game collection video, most likely a multiple-parter, but when I do pickups videos, I always forget digital games because I don't have them physically to hold up in front of the camera and go, yes, this is it. You know, they're not in a pile sat on a table for me to show off. So I always forget about digital games and figure it's about time I show off my digital game collection. Minus PC, because too many, thanks to Steam sales and other sales. So yeah, can't do PC, but for consoles, yeah, definitely going to do a multiple-parter showing off my digital game collection, highlighting some of my favourite games for those systems, digital only. Favourite game for every system I own. I've already done one of these at least. I don't know if I've already done two, but basically I want to do a revised list now where some of the games have changed and there are 6 new consoles to add to the list from when I last did it. That's how long ago it was. It was like 7 years ago. It's insane. Yeah, so 6 new consoles to add to the list with new games obviously that weren't in the previous video. And plus a few games for some of the systems have changed depending on what I bought for my collection since the video. So yeah, that should be an interesting video. I want to show off then my gaming setup, because just in the last year alone I made a couple of large purchases to improve how I record game footage, how I connect things to the TV and just make things look better. So I want to showcase that in a video finally. So yeah, that'll hopefully be one of the videos that comes out sooner rather than later. I might try and get that out within the next month. Yeah, and then we have most likely going to happen this year, the second edition of my top 10 video game pickups. Basically going from episode 51 to 100. I haven't got to episode 100 yet, but I think we're on like 88, so yeah, very good chance we're going to get to 100 at some point this year. So I'll do my top 10 pickups from episodes 51 to 100. So that should be fun to go back, because episode 51 feels so long ago. It'll be interesting to see what I picked up back then. Yeah. And then we're going to have... Yeah, so... showcase / review videos, and you'll understand why I've done showcase / review in a second. Yeah, so last year when I said I wanted to get reviews out, it was like one a month, and I had all these videos planned, and I still have most of these videos already planned out. I've had scripts written for literal years. Some of them are going to go back and make changes to and edit down and things like that, and just improve them, hopefully. Yeah, but I want to get some reviews out this year, obviously, but I'm shortening the list, so yeah, it's not going to be one a month, but what I definitely want to get out is the Clive and Rench review. I wanted to get this out within a week of its release last year. I got the game a day early, so I played it, I'd finished the game, recorded all the game footage, and had a review written less than a week after its release. All I had to do was record it, get it edited, and out. And I got ill, and I was unable to get it done. And just like so many other things that I wanted to do last year, it just never happened. I absolutely want to get it done, especially as we're coming up on its 1 year anniversary. I want to get a video out about that because I feel it is such an underrated indie 3D platformer. So yeah, definitely want to get that one done. And Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, had this review again, written for years. So long ago, the review I wrote for it was for the Wii U version. That's the main version I'll be reviewing in the video, and then obviously taking a look at the 3DS and Switch versions at the end, but it's mainly a Wii U review, so yeah, I want to get that out. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, absolutely want to review that because it was a fantastic game. Really, really fun. Like I said, got all the game footage recorded and that. Started the script writing process, so yeah, I want to get that out this year. And then, like I said, the showcase videos, not showcase / review. I want to do one on game show and quiz show games. Mentioned this for the last few months in pickups. I've been buying these in bulk, all the game show and quiz games. So this year, 2024 now, keep forgetting that. Yeah, I want to get a video out showcasing all these games and just doing one big bulky episode where I'm not doing full reviews on each game, not spending 20 minutes talking about every individual game, but just going over them quite a lot in a fast pace and highlighting some of the better ones and some of the crappier ones. Yeah, so that should be fun. It's definitely a big video that I want to get out this year. And then that's it for the planned reviews. I'm not going to do, like I said, one a month. There are still loads that I want to get out, stuff that I have scripted already. But now I'm going to pace myself so I don't feel as disappointed if I don't get all of them done. Yeah. And then finally, of course, the main thing is Dragon Quest Tober 4. Already begun planning this. In fact, I've already got game footage recorded for 2 games to show off in it. And the big change I'm making to it this year is there are going to be 3 reviews for this. I know I said I'm calming down on the other reviews, but for Dragon Quest Tober, I'm ramping it up. Because there are so many Dragon Quest games, thanks to all the spin-offs, that I want to talk about, and I just know doing Dragon Quest Tober once a year, only talking about Dragon Quest games during that month, I'm probably not going to have the time to talk about them all if I just do 2 videos a year. Who knows how long I'll even keep it up for. Maybe next year I'll quit YouTube completely. You never know. Yeah, so obviously Dragon Quest 4 is the big main one. And thankfully I only have 2 versions of that to do. There's the original NES release and the DS release. I believe there was a PS1 version. I think I actually own it in Japanese. But there is no complete English translation of that done by fans as of yet. So, phew. I'm actually glad there isn't a fan localization for that at the moment. So that cuts down on things tremendously. I'm not doing 4 versions, which helps open up the possibility, like I said, of doing 3 reviews now. So, the other main review to go with that is Dragon Quest Monsters the Dark Prince, and it ties in perfectly to Dragon Quest 4 because it's an alternate take on Dragon Quest 4 where you follow the villain and what would happen if he made some different decisions, but with the Dragon Quest Monsters gameplay. So those go hand in hand. That's going to be great. And I'm also going to be going over Dragon Quest Builders. I've already played through the game, recorded the footage. Yep, so very, very pleased with that one. And like I said, there's just so many Dragon Quest games I would never get to talk about them all, doing 2 a year, so I've added the 3rd one, and that's Dragon Quest Builders. Cannot wait to go over that because I love that game series. So yeah, that will be in October. And those are all the major plans and videos that I actually have scheduled for this year at some point that I 100% definitely want to get out. Hopefully. We'll see. I want to do them. Sometimes life just cracks you around the head and you don't get stuff done that you wanted to. I'm 100% aiming for it this year. Definitely. And then lastly, just some slight minor changes. I'm just going to update some of the graphics that you see on the screen. Like when I have game pickups and I have the little information come across the screen, just want to update that, freshen it up a little bit. I'm certainly not a master graphic designer or anything, so you're still going to be stuck with just what I can do. So it's not going to be anything major, but just change it up a little bit so it's different. And hopefully get some better thumbnails out this year as well. Just take my time making those a little bit nicer. Yeah. Oh, I just want to talk about as well, just some updates from last year going into this year now as well, is hopefully the quality of the videos in terms of lighting. It's a big thing I've been trying to get right for so long, and I'm at a point where I like it now. Is it perfect? Still not quite there yet. I mean, trust me, plenty of YouTubes out there with better setups than me. But last year, for most of the year, I had ring lights. I had one at the front here, and two at the sides. One of them broke, and when it broke, I was like, should I replace this or should I get something better? So I got a light box, and it's big and up there behind thing, and it just brightens everything up so much better, distributes the light a lot nicer. It's fantastic. And then I've also been doing some very basic colour correction on the videos as well. It's barely noticeable. I don't do that much to it because if I start messing around with the settings too much, I think it looks good, and then everyone else is like, no, that just looks horrible, it looks crap, what are you doing? So I just do it very basic. So hopefully at this point in time I'll have some images up showcasing the different lighting that I've had in the past compared to what it is now, and a quick before and after of what this looks like, colour corrected and not colour corrected. Like I said, a slight change, but I think it just makes it look ever so slightly better. So yeah, slightly better quality with the videos in terms of lighting, and hopefully we're going to have some more quality videos coming out in terms of content if I can actually get everything on the list done that I want to get done. Whew. So, I'm bigcal. Thanks so much to everyone who's liked to subscribe to videos and the channel in the past. Hopefully you'll continue watching. Hopefully I'll get some more subscribers this year. Maybe finally aim for that magic number of 1,000 just to make me feel better. I probably still won't be able to get monetized because you need as well the watch hours, and trust me, nowhere near with that, and I don't think a couple of 100 extra subscribers are going to bring me up to that either. But just hitting that 1,000 subscriber milestone will be massive for me, because let's be honest, my channel's growth rate has been minuscule. I've been doing this for like 10 years, longer, 12 years or something, and you see some channels that after a year, they're on 500,000 subscribers and things, and it's just like, what? Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to get there, but I'd just like to see that 1,000 mark by the end of the year. That'd be cool. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to everyone who might watch in the future. I'm bigcal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.